This one reads as follows. It says, first of all, you need to determine the f prime of 2 if f of x is 3x minus 1, okay? So we want to know the derivative when x is 2. Please keep that in mind. We want to find out the derivative when x is 2. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is find that derivative. I was given 3x minus 1, and we were not told to do it from first principles. So I'm just simply going to work with this using the power rule. If you square this, you're going to get 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. This is the function f of x. You can't derive it if it's got a square like the original f of x function. So now I'm here, I'm now going to derive. The derivative is 18x minus 6. Now we are looking for the derivative when x is 2. That means where you see x, just plug 2 minus 6. You guys should know that when you multiply 18 and 2, you're going to get 36. If you minus 6 on it, your final answer must amount to exactly 30. Okay. Second question, they're asking you to find dy over dx if xy equals to the square root of x plus 2. So we have xy equals to the square root of x plus 2. We want you to find dy over dx in that particular equation. Xy is the square root of x plus 2. You can't find dy over dx if y is not the subject of the formula. Now I have to divide everybody by x. I'll have y equals to the square root of x over x plus 2 over x. Now, the whole story of using the power rule to find the derivative is simple. The biggest problem that I will encourage you to go and look at is your laws of exponents. When you multiply same bases, you add the exponents. When you divide same bases, you subtract the exponents. So that's basically what is going on here. That's the game that you're playing in this case. So I'll change my root x to the power 1 over 2, divide that by x, add this to 2 over x. Then I'm dividing now, same basis. I'm going to subtract half minus 1 is going to give me negative a half, plus this one is going to be 2x to the minus 1. It almost looks like we moved this up. When you move it up, the sign of the exponent is going to change, okay? In the first one, I just did half minus 1. You're subtracting when you're trying to figure out the solution to that. So dy over dx will then be negative half x minus half minus 1 gives you minus 3 halves. 2 times the other one is going to be negative 2x to the negative 2, which you can simply put in the form minus 1 over 2x to the power 3 halves minus 2 over x to the power of 2. All right, that's dy over dx. Now, this is probably going to be the last question I will do. I want to find the X-Intercept. I'll just stop here by where we need to find the X-Intercept of that particular cubic. All right, now if you have to find the X-Intercepts of a cubic, you obviously need to factorize that particular cubic, which in this case looks as x cubed plus x squared minus 5x, okay? So we've got x cubed plus x squared minus 5x. There's an extra term here that is appearing. We're told that it's actually plus 3, okay? It says plus 3 at the end. Okay, this is my original function. Now, the examiner told us that f of 1 is equal to 0. That's one of the things that is given to us. What does that mean? That means when x is 1, right, f of 1 is going to be equal to 0. You are told that if f of 1 is 0, find the x-intercepts of this graph. So if f of 1 is 0, it means when x is 1, we're actually going to get an answer of 0. That means in this case, one of our factors is simply going to be x minus 1. Please keep that in mind. All right? Why? Because what f of 1 means is that if I have, right, let's just come back to this. If I have x and I replace x as 1, when you move this back, it becomes x minus 1 equals to 0. That is what you call a factor. So this is a factor, this one is a root. Do not confuse the two. Root and factor. So I've got one of my factors as x minus 1, right? So now what I'm simply going to do here is just going to be the following. I want this to be divided by that, which means you can use long division or you can use synthetic, because a cubic must produce 3 brackets in total. From the given information, we know one of them is going to be x minus 1. We are missing these other 2 factors. That's where the whole story of dividing comes in. Long division, synthetic method, monkeys eat A++ bananas. That's the one I'm going to use now. So that's going to be quick 3, x cubed plus x squared minus 5x plus 3. You're dividing x minus 1. The way it goes is your f of x will be the first term divided this guy divided by that first, divided by the first one gives us x squared, and then the last one divided by the last one will give us a minus 3. X cubed over x is x squared, 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3, and then there's a monkey term that is hidden there in the middle, which we need to figure out. What is that m? Well, monkeys eat apples plus bananas. Your a is 1 from the cubic. Your p is going to definitely be also a 1. Where am I getting the a and the p? This is in the form ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So my a and my b, the apple and the banana, are coming from the cubic. And the p value is this number here that gave us the first factor, which is 1 in our case. So plus 1, my final solution there says my monkey is a 2, which makes this to be x squared plus 2x minus 3 into x minus 1, which then makes this to be 2 brackets, x minus 3, and then x, it's plus here and minus 1 here, and I'm going to have x minus 1 again. If you multiply all these, you'll then get back your f of x, therefore your x-intercepts, negative 3 and 0, or 1 and 0 twice.